Islam Moors.
Islam.
Let's start off with the prayer.
Right?
Face the east, 5 on the left, 2 on the right.
Right.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth. Peace.
Freedom.
And justice. Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide. And my salvation. By night. And by day. To his holy prophet. Noble Islam. It's too hot to pull that door though?
Yeah. I mean, no, yeah.
I'm gonna break down your little friend right here. How you came about finding that?
Well, basically, I was downtown in this, I was in this used clothes store. It's called Black Market. And they sell all sorts of clothes really cheap. And I got to the basement, I was looking around for hats. And what I found was this fez. I noticed it right away saying El Zagal. And I took it home, I had to bring it here.
Islam.
Alright, so you can look up this group, El Zagal, E-L-Z-A-G-A-L. And that's their little rendition of our birthright. That a lot of people are going to look at Masonry and think about, Illuminati and secret societies and conspiracies and all that stuff, when the real conspiracy is that's so-called black people's birthright that they're using. We'll start off with our readings to be read every meeting. A warning from the prophet. I hereby inform all members that they must put an end to all radical and agitating speeches while on their jobs, homes, or on the public streets. We advocate peace and not destruction. Stop trying out your cards with the Europeans, for it causes confusion. There has been much confusion caused by members trying out their cards. The cards are for your salvation. Failure of obeying my orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members that seek to hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or to violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors must obey the laws laid down to them by their prophet, and if they lose confidence in their prophet, give up your card and button, cease wearing your turban or fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. For this is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Ali, and if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet is sending out a divine plea to all true Moorish Americans that they may do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. To the members of the Moorish Science Temple, Islam, these are the instructions from your prophet Noble Ali. Be faithful unto your forefathers' divine and national creed, that you will be blessed for your good deeds that you sow in the flesh. Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is now on, but the weak comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near, so says Allah to his divine prophet, I Noble Ali. And that is why many hearts have been turned to stone, many have eyes to see but cannot see, ears to hear but cannot hear, lest they would be confounded of their sins. These are trying hours now, dear Moors, and every evil spirit is moving, and they are trying every weak mind to overthrow and drag out the true foundation that has been laid, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but will sacrifice the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your prophet. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against your prophet and ridicule him to the very lowest, and the ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. Act accordingly, and Allah will bless you for your good work. peace, your divine prophet Noble Juali, to be proclaimed in every meeting. Islam, I am glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people on our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me, so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance and I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without I, the prophet, being head. It has been proven by my works, which I have performed in the last few years. Islam. So today we want to just do the usual, get some emails and answer any questions that we can to give our people some clarity with regard to the birthrights. But before we do that, we wanna send our condolences to the family of Dr. Sabi, because as we found out yesterday, they assassinated him. Who knows what the story is, who knows what's going on, but we know another one of our leaders, elders, has been taken away from us. Now, I saw somebody posted a video of Polite crying because of the death of, his whatever he is to him, and those stuff right like that, right? Now, he's supposed to be a conscious individual. He's supposed to be vibrating on a higher frequency than grieving the destruction of a husk, right? If you're talking about your leader of some conscious community or some group or whatever like that, and you don't even have enough of being grounded, right, to control your emotions, you shouldn't be leading anybody. You shouldn't be doing any interviews or anything like that for anybody. You shouldn't be in the public because clearly you can't handle your emotions, right? Why we bring that up is because as Moors, we have a prophet, and the prophet came to us and gave us some real serious lessons in order for us to get ourselves into the right place to deal with what is going to be going on out there. Because Juali came and already laid everything down, and then everybody pretend like, we don't know what that is, we don't know who he is, we don't know whatever, and then now they're being forced to make changes. Like Noble Juali told them that they're going to be forced to do. And then nobody made changes. Everybody stuck with the BS programming that they were taught by somebody who taught them, and somebody who taught them, and somebody who taught them, who goes back to Noble Juali. Everybody. And then nobody took the lesson. So for all the grovelers and snivelers and boogers running in their mouth and stuff like that, and they're crying and they're licking their lips and stuff like that, we're going to read the Ministry of Death chapter, so that people can know how to deal with death and know why the prophet came with this lesson on death. Because you've seen it coming. He told Moors, blood is going to flow up to a horse's brow if you don't listen to what the prophet's saying. Told them, blood is going to flow to a horse's brow. They didn't pay him any mind. They didn't consider anything that he was saying. Now, they're up to their eyebrows in blood, and they're complaining about stuff. Should be no complaining right now. Been told since 1913 what was going to happen, and nobody listened. So now they're going into now taking out people's leaders now. It's nothing new, because remember that started with Noble Drew. As far as the Asiatics in America coming out of slavery, and then, you know, somebody coming to do something for them. Okay, Noble Drew was the one that did that. Then they got rid of him. Then Garvey, and they got rid of him. Then Elijah Muhammad, and then Ben Amin, and then Malachi York, Malcolm, Martin, Khalid. You go down the line, it's the same pattern. Why is it the same pattern? Because clearly we haven't learned. Clearly we're missing something if they keep doing the same pattern. Kill these people's leaders. What is it that they know? They know that majority of our people are followers, not leaders. So as soon as you cut the head off, the body's just, when the body's supposed to be walking around without a head. And then again, even on that level, Noble Drew came and told the Moors that the priesthood is dead. In the 1900s, early 1900s, the priesthood is dead. Don't even think about looking to somebody else to save you. Think and save yourself. Nope, we forgot about that lesson. We threw that by the side. Oh, that's funny hat guy. We don't need his lessons or whatever. And then now they're suffering. And we always want to blame somebody else for their suffering when it's them that's causing their own suffering. So for everybody who, moving forward, wants to stop licking boogers and stuff like that when someone dies, take heed to the message being relayed. We're not going to read all of this because the main part of this is in the first 8 verses. So this is chapter 4, Death and Burial of Elizabeth, Matheno's Lessons, the Ministry of Death. And then remember, we're bringing this up again because, you know, a doctor said he's passing away. I see people just getting on or whatever. We're bringing this up because we've seen the conscious community leader, polite, crying and groveling like a punk, basically. And if the leader is going to be groveling and stuff like that, then that shouldn't be people's leader. Clearly he doesn't have the lessons of how to deal with the earth plane. Right? When John was 12 years old, his mother died, and neighbors laid her body in a tomb among her kindred in the Hebron burying ground and near to Zachariah's tomb. And John was deeply grieved. He wept. Matheno said, "It is not well to weep because of death." It is not well to weep because of death. And John was deeply grieved. Death is no enemy of man. It is a friend who, when the work of life is done, just cuts the cord that binds the human boat to earth, that it may sail on smoother seas. Death is no enemy of man. The purpose of death is because that individual has done everything that they could do on the earth plane. And it's time for them to transition from the plane of made manifest to a higher plane.